Good evening, guys. Good evening. Again, we're back again. Another day, another dollar, another live stream. I want to carry on just getting through all this for the Russell Brand controversy. I don't think it's going to be going away anytime soon. It's going to be a while. Probably just be a minute or two. Just wait and get some people in the chat. Just one moment though. Just give me a minute anyway. So I've just got to double check that my microphone. I was having problems with my mic before. Just one sec. Okay, that's me back. Sorry about that. Testing. Hopefully that's fine. My mic's good now. So good evening. So I'm going to get this stuff more with Russell Brand with what's going on. So now he's been YouTube has demonetized him. This is a shock to anybody. Probably isn't a huge shock with everything that's gone on, and considering YouTube do have a, this is quite standard procedure for YouTube. Especially when it comes to dealing with people that they don't agree with, politically. But okay, so what I'm going to do, I'll get the link out in Twitter as I always do, get the numbers up a little bit, and then we'll begin. Okay, that's the link sent out. Cara, hello, how are you? Just His. You've been on one of these before, have you? A couple of these live streams before, have you? Just His. I'm doing good. How are you doing, mate? We've got a few people in the chat now, so it's good. So, with this stuff with Russell Brand, it's just in the Daily Mail, and it's just article after article after article. It's hard to keep up, One or two, yeah, right. Your name rings a bell. Aye. But with this stuff with Russell Brand, though, I mean, it really is hard to keep up all the things that articles, stuff that's been said about him. So I'm gonna keep on the main stuff. Like, well, obviously there's what's happening as a result of these allegations, and this is gonna really affect his businesses. That he's going to be stepping away from. And then there's the stuff that he's involved in with charities. Charities have dropped them. Something to do in relation to women, against women, again, it was domestic violence thing. But it's just so many things and so many articles. Like I say, it's hard to keep up. But I'm going to get into this stuff then, obviously, with YouTube. And then him, it came out. There's one article that he has quit two of his lucrative businesses in the wake of these rape and sexual assault allegations. And I believe when it was the Dispatches documentary on Saturday, I think was at that point there was 5 allegations, and now it's up to 10 allegations. I believe there's more and more, and I believe there'll probably be a good few more to come. I feel. Hi, Ashona. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. So yeah, so with this stuff here, so I'm looking at the Daily Mail. So it says that Russell Brand today quit two of his businesses amidst growing allegations about his behavior with women. The under scrutiny YouTuber has been accused of rape and sexual assault by four women, claims he denies. This morning, he suddenly left two of his business interests, One Armed Bandit and Mayfair Film Partnership Limited. It came as YouTube suspended monetization of his account and videos he put up on the platform. Brands abandoned companies appear to be connected to broadcasting and performing. The film describes itself as a business to support activities to performing arts, while the second is in film processing. One Armed Bandit has previously counted one of Brand's former associates, Matt Morgan, not the wrestler Matt Morgan, but Matt Morgan among its officers, as well as it is his former manager. And it continues. It's good for you to join the chat, though, Shona, coming over from Penny Bunny. Because Julio Cass, he's on here as well, and he's been on one of Penny Bunny's call as well. It was a few weeks back. So it continues. So it was set up in April 2007, and manager John Knoll was named as an officer in October that year. Morgan and Brand joined in November. The last accounts show it had assets of 110,000, similar to its situation last year. Mayfair Film Partnership was set up in 2009. So Mr. Knoll, it was Brand's manager, was appointed as the director, and then Brand joined the board in July 2010. Its last account showed 1.9 million in assets. That's a fair bit of money right there. Both businesses are still going, and it's not clear what prompted the entertainer's termination from them or who actioned it. Mr. Knoll is still a director of both of them. Yesterday, Mr. Knoll told Channel 4 News he parted company with Brand in around 2014. I've never had any complaints about him other than turning up late, that kind of thing, standard stuff in the business. I don't think he's telling the truth right there. Let's be honest, right? Brand and his wife also. This is the interesting part here, though. This is interesting. Brand and his wife also struck off their joint company, Brand New Collective Limited, on September the 12th, last Tuesday. Company's house records reveal. Right, because that is interesting to me, because was it not Thursday evening that Russell Brand came out with that video warning people that, this, or was it even the Friday that he came out with the video about, warning that this stuff, that there's going to be these allegations, this hit piece on me, and saying he categorically denies all the allegations, every relationship he's had is consensual, blah, blah, blah. But him and his wife struck off their joint company. This is September the 12th. So I just wonder, what was the reason behind this? Is this just coincidental, the timing from when the Dispatches documentary from last Saturday evening? Or did Russell Brand know this was coming for quite some time, though? That this documentary was in the works. Because I imagine he must have had an idea. This was going on for a year. There must have been someone who they had maybe contacted to talk on it that had worked with him, and someone, had warned him about this and told him, that wouldn't surprise me. But the entire thing's melting your brain, showing it. Oh, it's a lot to take in, isn't it? It's so many. And that's what I'm saying. All the articles that you see on the Daily Mail, it's like, gee, where do you start? He's matured tenfold since his early days. Yeah, I agree, Justice. I think he has matured, and he generally has become a better man, because it's to the point where, where he's seen as this guy that's like, you can have reasonable discourse with. He doesn't, get mad because that he speaks to has a different political opinion from him. He'll have Jordan Peterson. He'll have Tucker Carlson on his show. There's civil discourse there. They make some interesting points about the things that are going on, the ways of the world. But the whole time, this could have just been one big farce. This is something that's maybe you could say has been 10 years in the making. and that he had to change his ways, and he had to go from a flamboyant womanizer, to a spiritual guru type. Um, I mean, he was just a very immature guy, wasn't he? I mean, a lot of people are probably surprised he's 48, right? A lot of people probably thought he was much younger, based on how he acted. Even going back to when he was like in his early 30s, people probably thought, maybe late 20s he is, but I forgot, I just know him for the guy that does his videos on YouTube and Rumble, and he's quite spiritual guy, but he's also been able to see through the stuff with the pandemic and all the other stuff with the Democrats and Biden, and then you begin to think, oh well, he's actually okay. You get sucked into that, but I think you have to change up his persona. Funny how the allegations stop in 2013, right? The same year when it's like he's going on Newsnight with Paxman saying he wants to start a revolution. It was like, what? Well, where the hell did that come from? But he got 8 days notice before the port came out to respond. Oh, is that fact as it is? Yeah, because I from what I heard, it was always with the media. You get 48 hours right to reply, but maybe it's different when it's a television documentary as opposed to what's going to be reported in the newspaper. But then again, the Times reported on it a good few hours before the Dispatches documentary came out. So I mean, they all work hand in hand, do they? The television companies, the newspapers, they're no saints themselves. They've got to do what they've got to do, sell papers, get the ratings up, and yeah. I don't like how people are comparing him to Savile. ADHD, yeah. I mean, you definitely see that he's had some problems, some mental problems. He definitely strikes me as the type of guy. I mean, I believe he said he's bipolar, right? I mean, the show that he had that was a tour. It was called Bipolarization, right? A Gemini, stay young forever. Geminis are up and down, though, right, Shona? I know from experience dealing Geminis. Geminis can cause a lot of harm, though. Not just to the detriment of other people, but to themselves as well. I'm a Sagittarius, though. We're not exactly perfect either, but former bulimic, yeah. Yeah, but wasn't there a story that something happened that was it 5 years old? He kicked his dog down the stairs or something. Is that true? Cara flying the Aquarius flag. Juliocast, hi, how you doing? Oh, he was 7 years old. Right, right. But that's still pretty bad. I mean, that's what a lot of people say. I mean, I know someone who's like an acquaintance that's a psychologist, and he says that one sign of somebody who is a psychopath, if they harm animals, that's like the one main big red flag. Where do you want to start with this stuff, Geocast? I mean, now it's like he's quit two of his lucrative businesses, just getting into that. YouTube's demonetized him. Oh, you're Sagittarius as well, though. To join the club. His content was always adult, though. Yeah, I mean, it was always adult, but then that's the thing, isn't it, though? Just his. It was like he was in a subtle way letting you know what he was like. Very subtle about it, like in a way where you could push people's personal boundaries. And it was like, come on, I'm having a joke. And if you don't see the funny side of it, then you're the one that's the problem. Make you look stupid, kind of thing. And he was doing that probably going back to 2013. He was still doing that constantly. But then he was smart enough to know he had to change up his ways a bit, though. But I'm sure you could find old clips, though, from even after that, where, he lets the mask slip a bit. But same line, Gemini, Sagittarius. Right. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. There was a time where I was quite interested in, like, trying to follow what this astrology says with my star sign, but I found showing it didn't help me one bit. If anything, things got worse for me trying to follow that. I don't know. I mean, some people they speculate, can astrology, like religion, can they work together? But I mean, I'm not really a religious person though, but I was raised Catholic, but the Joey Cass, it goes back to the Andrew Sachs thing with Russell Brand, what happened, him and Jonathan Ross, what they did to that poor man. And Ross was the one that said, "Oh, Russell after granddaughter," but I was just disgusting. Um, but yeah, so it was this morning though. So the BBC removed shows featuring Russell Brand from iPlayer after YouTube suspended Hits advertising revenue. So yeah, so YouTube have demonetized them. So I think, was it Lenny? I don't know. Lenny's on right now, but Lenny said that he thought that YouTube. I don't know if he said that Lenny said that YouTube were going to demonetize him. He thought that they might just kick it ever. But and they can do that. I mean, YouTube will just do that with people they don't like. Though, at the end of the day, they did that with Alex Jones. They've done that with a few other people. But I suppose it shouldn't really be a huge surprise that this is what YouTube's done, though. They've demonetized, so he's not able to make any more money off his videos. YouTube have said that the reason they've demonetized his channel is because he's violated our creator responsibility policy, right? So that's what the reason they're claiming as to why they've done it. It says that he produces around 5 videos a week for his 6.6 million subscribers, earning him an estimated 1 million a year. Under the terms of his suspension, Brand, whose net worth is estimated to be between 15 and 40 million, will still be allowed to post videos on the platform, but will not receive any of the advertising revenue. So there you go. Yeah, it does take some time, doesn't it, with astrology? No doubt. Leos. Are Leos okay? Can we trust Leos? Never that funny. No, I mean, I don't think he's up there though. I don't think he's up there with like a Billy Connolly or anybody like that. Would he post on his YouTube? I don't know, Shona. He might. Maybe he'll just stick to doing Rumble. So because he can make a bit of money off it. Still make money off his YouTube videos on Rumble. Because YouTube said in a statement, if a creator's off-platform behavior harms our users, employees, or ecosystem, we take action to protect the community. This decision applies to all channels that may be owned or operated by Russell Brand. Other channels associated with his main YouTube page include Football is Nice, that's got 20,000 subscribers, Awakening with Russell, he's got Stay Free with Russell Brand one as well. Advertisers pay YouTube to show their adverts before, during, and after videos that are posted on the platform. Most YouTube content creators will not get a say in what ads are served. The advertising revenue then split between the platform owned by YouTube and whoever made the video. Each receives around half. And it goes into, dispatches reporting the allegations of abusive and predatory behavior that took place between 2006 2013. Use comes after remaining shows of Brand's bipolarization tour were postponed, and the Metropolitan Police said they have received a report of an alleged sexual assault in the wake of the media allegations about the comedian and actor. So there you go there. Trial by media, yeah, but then it depends though, doesn't it? Because I mean, you get a lot of people that are probably on the right, or the people that would say they're in the truther community, right? That are saying that, this is wrong, these are just allegations, innocent until proven guilty. But did they say that about Harvey Weinstein though? They didn't, right? And you could say, well, you can't compare the two because, Harvey Weinstein, it was so much more. There was about what 80, 85 allegations there. But at the same time, everyone, it's a human right. You deserve a fair trial, right? And so it's like you apply it to everybody. And this is just how it is. Is trial by media the right way? I'm not saying it is, but then you could say that, well, if there wasn't a trial by media, we wouldn't have found out about Jimmy Savile, But then, Christ, this was after he passed away, and then there was that documentary 2012, late 2012, that was on ITV, I believe, and that was it. It was all exposed about Jimmy Savile, and you could even see forums on the day of that documentary, and a lot of people were saying that they didn't want to believe it. And people were saying, "Oh no, he wouldn't do that. He wouldn't abuse little boys." Jimmy Savile, maybe at the worst, he maybe got off with like a girl's like 15 years old or something like that. And then a lot of people that they don't want to believe this stuff, but um, no, that's fine, Shona. And again, if you feel that it's not true what's happened, then that's your own take on things, your own view. It's possible stuff isn't entirely true. Some of the allegations, I haven't said I think all of these allegations are 100% true. I've kind of, I've gone and said, well, if it's not all true, then maybe I would say I feel like the majority of the stuff that was on that documentary, the accusations there are true. But 500 came out. Gee, Christ, yeah. God, Jimmy Savile, I mean, he had this whole, it was like a bench named after him in Scarborough. It was this place, Peas Park. He would go there a lot. That was a place I've been a few times to Scarborough over the years. And but God, he was an absolute monster, that guy. Gee. And so yeah, so YouTube has suspended Russell Brand from the channel. Google loan company says move is due to it violating our creator responsibility policy. BBC has removed a handful of programs featuring Brand from its iPlayer and sound streaming service, joining the likes of Channel 4 and Comedy Central in removing archive shows featuring the comedian. The 48-year-old comedian and actor has been accused of rape, assault, emotional abuse between 2006 and 2013. Metropolitan Police said on Monday they received an allegation of sexual assault in Soho, central London, 2003. The force added that as yet no investigation has been launched. The chair of Parliament's Culture, Media and Sports Committee on Tuesday, meanwhile, wrote to TikTok to ask if Brand was still able to monetize posts, including those in relation to allegations against them. Caroline Dinenage, the Conservative MP who chairs the committee, also said she was requesting details from GBUs about discussions with its presenters on the responsibilities relating to impartiality and professionalism. Yeah, this stemmed from a heated debate that happened with the two co-hosts of a news from early morning, I believe, and it was one person was defending Brand, another was against him. It was a GBU's host, Beverly Turner, who's defending him, saying Brand was welcome on her show anytime. Can't see it happening though. Can't see him going on though. GBUs though, but uh, then I think then all will be revealed. Julio Cass. That's what I think. When what's the name passes away? What's that code name for Cliff Richard again? Yeah, Kitty, isn't it? Yeah, when Kitty passes away. He's got the one or two good song. You saying Cliff Richard or Russell Brand or both? Vineyard in Portugal. Yeah, is that not very similar, very close to the Prada Luz? Was it the place where Madeline McCann went missing? Am I right? One moment. Place in the Algarve. Ah, right. Yeah, Prada Luz was not known as a very good place, not known as the safest place in the world, right? Um, that's a story for another day. That whole theory though about Madeline McCann. All these celebrities that have their own wine though, and it's piss, isn't it? It's I think Philip Schofield had his own wine as well, right? Yeah, the suspiciously indeed, right? Eh. Russell was an outrageous comedian. He's going to attract fraternizing females. He may have pushed a little and offended one or two. Yeah, no worries, Sean. I'll catch you later. Thanks for coming on. Yeah, I mean, he may have, but then I suppose that's the thing, though. Like misleading a girl into thinking, oh, she's going to be the one. He wants to settle down, marry her, whatever, loves her, but then ditches her, and it's just a conquest. But that is the difference between. There is a big difference there. You know, these allegations there of rape, of forcing. You know, there is a bit of a difference there, right? But no, I wouldn't drink his poxy wine. Never. I wouldn't drink it even if he paid me. Ads are going to be playing any second. Um, so you don't believe that these allegations are true, though, just his? Is that what you're saying? What's it's Philip Schofield's Schofield's trending now. I'm sure you probably have Hugh Edwards trending as well though. Matthew Steeples has commented on it. Those calling for investigation into sex pest Russell Brand are not ignoring calls for further investigation into Prince Andrew Hughes, Philip Schofield, Dan Wooten. Twitter at reaction, assuming a conspiracy against Wallopy killer dog owner is as ever quite illogical. Yeah, I agree. I agree with Matthew Steeples is saying. I don't agree with him on everything, but I understand what he's saying on that. Agree with him 100% there. And don't start just saying stuff about Epstein client lists. It's like to just deflect away from these allegations. Don't be one of those people. And Rumble then. So Rumble, the other platform that he's on, that's seen as a bit more for people who are right wing, more to the right political. Rumble have stood by him for now, but I have noticed with Rumble though, just looking at their share price, Rumble shares, well, they're down 4% today, 4.72%. They've been down over the past 5 days, 18.47%. And they did seem to really take it from looking at it on Friday, just when the market closed, it was $6.72. And when the market opened, it had already at that point shot down to about $6.20. And now today it's at $5.65. So I just wonder if this is, I mean, I imagine this has to be linked to the stuff with the allegations of Russell Brand, right? I mean, he's heavily obviously featured on there. Some people might say he's Mr. Rumble, maybe the biggest following on there or one of the biggest followings. And it could just be one of these things. I mean, Rumble's a $1.58 billion company. But there could be some investors there that are pulling out their money and saying, "Hey, I'm not going to invest in this company until you know you take action and you drop this guy, you remove him." That could be what it is. Maureen, yeah, where it is Maureen? I can maybe give it a message on WhatsApp or I'll see Cara. Yeah, yeah, I know that Joey Cassie was going to sell his wine on QVC, but they dropped him. Aha. Just looking, Celtic are down half time. Champions League, Feyenoord. The Scottish teams always seem to struggle on the Champions League. Maureen fix. You got a thing for Maureen, Cara? Just said to Maureen, "Hey, I'm doing a live right now. Are you free to hop on?" Let's see if she comes on. Oh, absolute babe, right? Oh, of course, yeah. Pen Bun would be on. I think is she on right now? Maybe why Shona left because Penny Bunny is one of our, Shona is one of the loyal subscribers with Penny Bunny. I know Penny Bunny's views on this are going to be a lot different from mine. I know Paz, his views will be a bit different. Divided Kingdom, Callie P, I think his take on this is a little bit different from mine. Maybe one day I could always chop it up, have a debate with one of those guys. Interesting. Yeah, it was funny, wasn't it? It was a funny vibe with Penny Bunny at the start, wasn't it? Eh? That umbrella guy is a go-to podcaster who dissects. That umbrella guy, I haven't heard of him before, just his. That umbrella guy.
So today I want
Hmm. This isn't like an AI thing, is it? It comes off like a chat GBT AI style YouTube channel, the umbrella guy. Yeah, talking about her pussy and all sorts, cat, I know. Have they got in for people on my channel, have they? Can't be having that. Aberdeen, though, we're playing Thursday. Europa Conference League, Frankfurt. I'm not really expecting much, to be honest with you. If we can hold on for a draw like Newcastle did with Milan, that would be an accomplishment. Um, Something's got to change. You know, we're joint bottom of the league. You know, he'd done really well last season. This is mostly when he was the time he was interim manager, Barry Robson, but we just can't carry on though when it's Aberdeen. Or at the end of the day, they'll let him go. And maybe just leaving it for now, Julia Cass. I'm fine with Cali P talking to him though, to be fair, but no problem with him. It's a Man City 1-1 draw. 1-1 draw with a team they're really probably, I mean, expected to beat, right? Hmm. Let's see if there's any more in Russell Brand. Just looking here. So yeah, there's this stuff now. It seems to be official that this stuff about with the comedian Catherine Ryan said she had been working with a predator in comedy. It seems to be pretty much they've made it. It seems to be official now that they're saying that it was Russell Brand, and they had a problem. You could just kind of tell from the body language they were working on a show. Roast battle looked a little off. I joked about begging for threesomes and having an orgy on our clip from 2006. That's standard with the type of guy he was back then. I believe he's got a village pub, Russell Brand. They've closed that down. It's just not good, looking good for him at all. Well, the thing, they're losing a lot now. His close friends, though, are sticking by him. He is vulgar and he is offensive, but he's not a monster. Laura, his wife, seems to be sticking by him. She's the sister of the presenter Kirsty Gallagher. Raining. Never known somebody so happy about the rain. Let's just see what other people are saying here then about Russell Brand. Elon Musk says Russell Brand has been attacked by the media because they don't like competition. Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, I would agree that there, with what people are saying, there's a particular agenda that people have against Russell Brand. That's why all this stuff's coming out. Yeah, sure. But that doesn't mean that these allegations are untrue, though. Um, he's probably, when he's been very outspoken about the stuff about, the lockdown and the vaccines weren't really as effective as they were making out they were going to be. So he's pissed a lot of people off, and I suppose what I think Nigel Farage was alluding to this. He's pissed off a lot of powerful people. Some people are saying is because he was trying to expose Bill Gates. That's maybe a reason. I was just starting to feel the cold about a couple hours ago. So around half five, six, I was like, "Fuck, this is actually quite freezing." Because compared to 2 weeks ago, how warm it was then. Paris, it was 35 degrees Celsius. It came back to 10 Celsius. No, uh, I just had that thing when I was in Kavos, the Greek island. I was just thinking, oh shit, it's gonna be too hot. I'm gonna burn. I was so afraid about. I'd already had it prepared. I was gonna have my shades on and everything. And well, Paris. Never been to Paris before. Not sure it'd be the best, safest place to go now, though, with everything that has been happened there. Has been going on the past what 9, 10 years in Paris. See any more articles on Russell Brand stand out? This won't be going away though. It'll still be one of the main headlines in the news cycle for the next probably week or two. Spotify has no plans to remove Russell Brand's content. Comedian and celebrity Gogglebox said she was targeted by male predators in the industry and could name 10 to 15 offenders. Just wonder though if that's people we would know. Though. Are you talking stars or would it just be like producer, director types? She says, I've had quite a few incidences where if you're in any of our workforce, you go to HR, but there isn't one. I think it's just everywhere and it's not talked about enough. It upsets me when I hear about young female comics having the same experiences. I thought about it for a while. It was the same 5 or 6 people, and now it's not. I could name you 10 or 15 because, of course, people talk. That's a shame, though. You didn't get the time to explore. Maybe you could do something, Joey Cass. You could be like a promoter type for me, or I just got to for me with this channel. It's just consistency, keeping at it, and that might be something where I'll branch out and I'll have sub channels and do channels for stuff like I don't know with sports. Maybe do one specifically on music. Do a couple different things like that. So yes, Catherine Ryan previously claimed to have told the comedian to his face he was a sexual predator, and accusations against this person were an open secret. Yeah, do what Penny Bunny does, Julia Cass, with animals and stuff like that, and that would get the likes up. That would get the money up on. Fit Cara, fit. Andrew Pierce, brand supporters are crawling out of the woodwork. He's had a lot of followers for a while though. 6.6 million, and some could say that Brand knew what he was doing, that he had cultivated this persona. He knew it was going to be a matter of time until this stuff was going to get exposed. He would have a loyal, die-hard following, people who would stand by him no matter what. I'm not clued up on this Mantis army. It's like a Mantis defense system or something, Cara? Is this German or Barcelona? They're up 4-0. So City, they got back on Alvarez goal, 1-all. PSG, Mbappe scored. Surprise, surprise. Feyenoord up 1-0. Hmm. Seems to be a bit 50-50 possession wise, but I'm rooting for Celtic. I like the Celtic. I like the Scottish teams to do well in Europe. Don't know though. Maybe I'll do a live stream Friday evening when Aberdeen's playing. Maybe I could do that. It'd be interesting. I'm gonna watch the game on a dodgy stream. I'm not getting it on TV, but And I suppose this stuff with Russell Brand, some people will say it's a psyop, a big distraction from other big things. Again, it could be being used as one, right? But that doesn't mean the allegations are untrue, though. So I think, yeah, Byline Times also with Dan Wooten, MP asked GBU's investigation has been launched into Dan Wooten claims. GBUs aren't going to do shit about it. You know, they buried their heads in the sand. They've kept them all. Still doing his Monday to Thursday. He'll do Dan Wooten tonight. So I just wonder, will they panic now when they've got this? Well, the senior MP has written to GBUs asking whether it's launched an investigation. They haven't launched shit. Just gonna say it right there. And if he does claim damages, do you think he would win? Just his, if he took legal act, think he'd win? Oh, set it up, Man City now 2-1. Alvarez scored. I don't know. I mean, it's hard for me to say I'm conflicted, Cara. I think for the most part, I feel it's true, but then I don't know if you're saying you mean conflicted, maybe in terms of because you know that there's kind of an agenda there with why this is all coming out now. But the judge, the jury, the executioner. Lock him in a room with Andrew Tate. I don't think Russell Brand would want to be associated with Andrew Tate, though, would he? I don't think he would want to speak to Andrew Tate. That lets you know Russell Brand still has some standards there. He still has some principles. But when you're being outspoken about a guy as powerful like Bill Gates, and Bill Gates with these, I think the Guardian is one paper. Maybe he's funded. He's gave money to the Guardian. I think it was through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. That might be the same case with the Times. The Times paper that reported on this. So you never know. This maybe there's something there with Bill Gates. Bill Gates is behind this stuff. You've got jury duty, Cara. Yeah, but the thing is, like 130 people get picked and they only choose 10. Ends up just being like a waste of time, doesn't it? Because the chances are you probably don't get picked. I mean, maybe you will, but at least you get half a day out of work or whatever. But I went one time back in 2017. God, a couple of different times they've tried to call me up for it, but sorry, Kaz, I'm sorry. You'll get some food though. They'll feed you right. It's just this weird thing. It's this tense thing when you're in the courtroom, and then Then it's that whole thing of before it begins. It's like, oh, we got to go to the jury now and get their orders for lunch. It was a bit. When I saw that, it kind of was a bit awkward, but yeah, it is what it is. People got to eat. Are you going to do one of this, the 666 or the? God, the one I could have been at was pretty bad. This guy about beating people. I think his girlfriend. It may have beat his girlfriend, but then I guess, the kid that he had with him, he had kidnapped. It was just a lot of messed up shit there with this guy. Masonic. I'd watch. It's just that whole thing with jury duty, isn't it? It's like, usually it's like the Monday, you've got to call up a number to find out if you're needed, and then they'll say, "I'll call again tomorrow." And then tomorrow comes, and then it's, "Oh no, you're not needed," and it's a lot of it ends up being a waste of time, though, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm sorry, Kat. I'm sorry. That's just from my experience, but duh, duh. Is any other big use? Nothing. Just look and see if there's any updates with the Russell Brand stuff. Can't really see anything new. Is this 16 million fortune at risk? Star could still could get 80,000 a post on Rumble. He should be okay. No, that's all right. Just his. I was about to wrap this up in just a minute or two, but yeah, catch you later, mate. Take care. Yeah, well, my whole thing would be, don't get your hopes up, Cara. I mean, if you have that thing that you're hoping to get picked, you got 130 people there though that come, but maybe, I don't know. It's changed slightly though. Ever since with the pandemic, it's been changed a little bit, but I don't know. Uh, right, I'm gonna just start wrapping up this live stream. Any other comments, guys? Just feel free now. Just fire away. Only one of you, Cara. There's only one Cara. Only one Stephen Mackey as well. Okay, then. So I'm just going to wrap this up now, guys. So thanks very much, everybody who came on the live stream. Um, yeah, there's only one of us, Cara. That's the thing, for better or for worse, right? But right. So thanks for everybody who joined. I'll either do a live stream, maybe if it's not tomorrow, I'll do one Thursday. Um, maybe we'll do a watch along. Well, I'll comment as I'm watching the game on the live stream, my thoughts on the Aberdeen game Thursday evening. But thanks for everybody who joined. Much appreciated. So I should be back either tomorrow or Thursday on my next live stream. So thanks, guys. See ya.